Hello, everybody. Welcome to Happiness Habits. This is happiness coach Cyril Joseph. The mission of Happiness Habits is to spread happiness and joy to everyone. In this video, we will discuss about self-realization, raising our vibrations, and enhancing our consciousness.
Hello, everyone. We're thrilled to welcome you to Happiness Habits, where the mission is to spread happiness and joy far and wide. In this video, we'll delve into the concepts of self realization, raising our vibrations, and enhancing our consciousness. Strap in for an enlightening journey as we explore these topics that can transform your life.
What is the primary difference between self-actualization and self-realization? Can you elaborate on that?
Sure. The primary difference between self actualization and self realization lies in their focus and emphasis. Self actualization, championed by Abraham Maslow, is an ongoing process of fulfilling one's potential through personal growth, self understanding, and the pursuit of meaningful experiences. On the other hand, self realization involves a profound awakening or enlightenment, where one transcends the ego and individual self to realize a deeper essence or unity with the universe. Self realization often carries a spiritual or mystical connotation, whereas self actualization focuses more on psychological and humanistic development.
Once someone starts on their spiritual journey, what are the effective tools that they can use to reach higher states of consciousness?
When embarking on a spiritual journey, there are several effective tools that can be used to reach higher states of consciousness. Practicing mindfulness and meditation is one of the most powerful ones, as it helps to cultivate awareness, clarity, and inner peace. Other tools include engaging in self reflection and journaling to gain insights into personal beliefs and patterns, as well as studying wisdom texts or attending workshops to deepen understanding of spiritual principles. Practicing acts of kindness, gratitude, and compassion can also elevate the consciousness and bring a sense of interconnectedness.
On the path of self realization, the ultimate goal is to reach the highest consciousness, which is having different names like Brahman, Jesus consciousness, Krishna consciousness, Buddha consciousness, bliss consciousness, source energy. Are there any differences among all of this, or is it the same thing in different nomenclatures?
The terms Brahman, Jesus consciousness, Krishna consciousness, Buddha consciousness, and bliss consciousness all refer to a higher state of spiritual enlightenment or self realization. While there may be differences in language and cultural contexts associated with each term, at their core, they all allude to a transcendental state of consciousness, often characterized by a sense of unity with the universe or a source of endless bliss. In essence, they represent various cultural and religious interpretations of a similar concept, the pursuit of a higher level of existence and consciousness beyond the confines of the mundane world.
Why is it so important for individuals on the spiritual path to seek these higher levels of consciousness? Why cannot they just be content with simple joys and pleasures of life, like walking or having a conversation with a good friend or simply having a good meal?
While it's true that there is much joy to be found in simple daily experiences, many individuals on the spiritual path seek higher levels of consciousness to transcend mundane existence and connect with something greater. The pursuit of these states can lead to profound self discovery and a deeper understanding of one's true purpose. By seeking higher states, individuals may find a sense of purpose and fulfillment that goes beyond transient worldly pleasures. It's about the desire for spiritual growth, inner peace, and a deeper connection to the universe or higher power that motivates many on their spiritual journey.
Those who have families or those who have certain obligations towards society, they will not be able to easily abandon their obligations and responsibilities. In such a situation, how does one embark on their spiritual journey, trying to balance their responsibilities and their inner growth?
Balancing spiritual pursuits with familial and societal obligations can indeed be challenging. The key lies in finding a balance between external responsibilities and internal fulfillment. It's about integrating spirituality into day to day life rather than viewing it as a separate pursuit. This can manifest in many forms, from setting aside dedicated time for meditation amidst a busy schedule to cultivating mindfulness in the midst of daily activities. By finding the sweet spot between external duties and internal growth, individuals can honor their responsibilities while simultaneously nurturing their spiritual journey.
Ultimately, becoming nothingness and dropping the ego is one of the ideas of moksha, that is the union of the Atman, which is our individual consciousness, with the Brahman, which is the universal consciousness.
You're absolutely right. The idea of attaining nothingness and transcending the ego through the union of the individual consciousness, Atman, with the universal consciousness, Brahman, is a central concept in the doctrine of moksha, which is a Hindu and Buddhist concept of liberation or enlightenment. In this state of unity, there exists no distinction between the individual and the universal, and the individual becomes one with the absolute reality or the divine. It's a profound way to describe the ultimate goal of spiritual growth and enlightenment.
On the other hand, the teaching of Abraham Hicks, which is that we are the creators of our reality and we are here to manifest our desires, that goes in direct contradiction with this concept of moksha. How can we reconcile these differences?
There can be a perceived contradiction between the teaching of Abraham Hicks and the concept of moksha, which emphasizes the transcendence of individual desires. While Abraham Hicks focuses on manifesting desires and shaping our reality, moksha encourages detachment from desires as a path to enlightenment. Reconciling these differences could involve finding a balance or synthesizing the ideas. Some might view the Hicks philosophy as a practical approach for earthly desires, while moksha represents a path to liberation by transcending those desires. Others may see both teachings as complementary, with Hicks focusing on creating a better life in the material world and moksha leading to spiritual liberation beyond.
That is so true. Ultimately, finding the right balance of fulfilling our desires and creating a detachment with those kinds of desires that we are unable to control or achieve. Wouldn't that be the perfect case scenario?
Absolutely. Finding the right balance between fulfilling our desires and cultivating detachment from those we can't control or achieve would indeed lead to a more content and balanced life. It's a delicate dance of enjoying the journey while letting go of unnecessary attachment. Ultimately, embracing this equilibrium allows us to appreciate the present moment without being overly consumed by desires, leading to a more fulfilled and mindful existence.
That is so true because deprivation and giving up on certain basic human needs like having good meals doesn't make a lot of sense because we have the ability to enjoy taste. As long as it doesn't impact our health, that should be something that we can enjoy and relish throughout our life.
Definitely. Enjoying good meals and satisfying basic human needs is part of our earthly experience. As long as it's done in moderation and doesn't have negative health implications, there's no reason not to relish the pleasure of taste. It's all about finding the right balance and enjoying the finer aspects of life without letting it control us or negatively impact our well being.
If someone is just beginning on their spiritual journey of self realization, what are the precautions that they should take?
When starting on a spiritual journey of self realization, it's important for individuals to proceed with caution and mindfulness. Here are some crucial precautions. 1. Seek guidance from reputable sources and experienced teachers to avoid being misled by misinformation or false teachings. 2. Be wary of blindly following charismatic figures or doctrines without critically examining whether they resonate with your values. 3. Cultivate self awareness to differentiate between genuine growth and potential emotional manipulation or exploitation. 4. Prioritize personal growth and mental wellness by balancing spiritual practice with regular self care and healthy lifestyles.
What can we do to avoid misconceptions and myths and getting entangled in false beliefs? Some of the beliefs are too detrimental to our spiritual growth. How to identify these limiting beliefs and blind spots and then disentangle ourselves from them and be on an authentic path.
To avoid misconceptions and false beliefs that hinder spiritual growth, we must approach teachings with a critical and discerning mindset. Here are some ways to identify and overcome limiting beliefs. 1. Cultivate mindfulness and self awareness to recognize any negative self talk or limiting narratives. 2. Engage in self reflection and critically analyze the information you encounter. 3. Seek guidance from multiple credible sources to gain diverse perspectives and avoid bias. 4. Regularly reevaluate your beliefs and be open to changing them based on newfound knowledge and wisdom.
Some of the beliefs that I do not agree with is reincarnation or multiple identities, and some of the beliefs that I agree with is the present now moment and being fully aware of the present now with all our feelings, thoughts, and intentions in the now moment. How to make this into a more simplified approach to live a person's life or to live my life.
Simplifying your approach to life involves focusing on the present moment, being fully aware of your feelings, thoughts, and intentions, and living consciously. This means paying attention to what you're experiencing in the now and not getting too caught up in beliefs about reincarnation or multiple identities. Instead, focus on cultivating mindfulness and awareness in your daily life and let that guide your interactions and decisions. By being fully present and engaged in the moment, you can make more conscious choices and cultivate a simplified yet meaningful approach to life.
What happens when I'm interacting with loved ones or just people from my circle who have an opposing belief? How do I respect their belief and avoid getting entangled in conversations or avoid getting dragged into their limiting beliefs?
When interacting with loved ones or people from your circle who hold opposing beliefs, it's important to respect their perspective while also staying true to your own beliefs. Here are some strategies. 1. Listen actively and empathetically to their beliefs without judgment. 2. Stay focused on your own values and beliefs without debating or pushing yours onto them. 3. Respectfully state your own viewpoint without trying to convince them to change their beliefs. 4. Avoid engaging in heated arguments or confrontational discussions about the beliefs.
So, even if they have a belief which I fundamentally believe is incorrect, should I just let them hold on to those beliefs or should I attempt to change their mind?
Balancing between respecting others' beliefs and sharing your own perspective can be delicate. It's okay to let people hold on to their beliefs, even if you think they're incorrect, as long as they don't cause harm to themselves or others. However, if you feel strongly about your viewpoint, you can gently share your perspective without forcing it upon them. Remember that changing someone's mind is not under your control, and it's important to respect their autonomy.
That is so true that we cannot truly change a person's mind if they are hell, if they're completely um, attached to their belief systems. So, in a way, I feel that I should let others have their own belief systems, even if it is in conflict with mine, which is a part of my own self realization and my own spiritual growth.
Exactly. It's crucial to remember that trying to change someone's belief system may not be effective, as it requires their own willingness and openness to change. Honoring people's autonomy and allowing them to hold on to their beliefs, even if they differ from your own, is an important part of your own self realization and spiritual growth.
This was such a wonderful conversation. Can you summarize all the aspects that we've discussed on self realization?
Sure, here are the key aspects we've discussed regarding self realization. 1. Self realization is the journey of understanding and unleashing one's true potential, leading to enlightenment and a deeper connection to the universe. 2. Self-realization involves self-reflection, mindfulness, and detachment from ego and materialism. 3. Different cultures and spiritual teachings have varying definitions of self-realization, but all paths lead to the unity of the individual consciousness with the universal consciousness or the divine. 4. To embark on the self-realization journey, one must seek wisdom from credible sources and be willing to let.
Can you give some affirmations on self-realization?
Of course, here are some affirmations on self realization. 1. I am on a journey of self discovery and self realization. 2. I am becoming aware of my true potential and purpose. 3. I am releasing attachment to my ego and material desires. 4. I am connecting with the universal consciousness and experiencing inner peace. 5. I am continuously growing and learning about myself and the universe.
This was so wonderful. It would be great if you can visit our website at www.happinesshabits.coach and continue to spread happiness and joy and be part of Happiness Habits.
Thank you so much for the invitation. I'd be more than happy to visit your website at www.happinesshabits.coach and be part of spreading happiness and joy. Wishing you all the best with your mission.
Goodbye.
Goodbye to you too. Thanks for the wonderful conversation.